All right, and welcome to the Inner Miami Show. Let's start with getting the elephant in the room out of the way. I am by myself today. So I am Mike Longan. I am one of usually our two hosts, with Branton Griff as our other one. And unfortunately, Branton messaged me about an hour ago and let me know that he's fighting a stomach virus. It's running his way through his house. We still wanted to go today. So we're going to try this. I think it's important that everybody knows Branton's the producer. I have never operated this deck thing ever in my life. The way we kind of break down how we handle this is he does the production. He creates the slide decks. He does the music. He puts up the little overlays. He sets it up. My job's core kind of just to rant. I do just create the script behind the scene. And then I handle most of our social media. So if you see posts or Instagram tweets or Instagram, see, I'm screwing this up. IG, like reels and stuff, that's coming from me. That's how we do this. So today we're going to flip it around. So please, for those who do decide to join us live, please go nicely on me. We will probably be a shorter show because you're not going to have that back and forth. It's mostly just me ranting, covering a couple things, talking about some of the news that's happened, and really prepping for tomorrow's match against Montreal, which I don't think any of us really know. Is this going to be a big match or small match or what? So already, by the way, I made my first mistake because I forgot to put up the "Can Mike do this on his own" banner. So yeah, we are going to figure this out as we go along. So we're going to follow this kind of the standard format. So let's get into discussing kind of the first transfer news. So John Mota on his way out. He is going to Vitoria. This opens up on a very large amount of cap space. The total cap space, we're now being told, between Yedlin and Mota is about $1.5 million. Significant cap space for a player who isn't in our best 11. I don't think anyone can even make an argument that he was like the next guy in a lot of positions. So I think this is a move that we kind of expected, kind of was coming. And now we're all sitting here going, what's next? Who are we bringing in? Is it a player coming in immediately, or is this all summer transfer type moments? So absolutely, there's a lot of speculation. Appreciate that Pablo give me a shout out. We're new best. So there's a lot of transfer rumor speculation. A, I'm by myself. B, I'm just not going to go into it because I feel like every time we've just jumped into speculation, we've been completely wrong. None of the big names have really come out and said there's any done deals that I've seen. A lot of rumors, supposed rumors that we have players waiting in the wings, going to come into some certain positions. Just not going to really jump into it today. Apologize if anyone was looking forward to kind of having that conversation. That'll be a next week conversation. Following Montreal's match, we'll do a show on Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll start getting back into those transfer rumors. Hopefully by then, some of those rumors will solidify. If you ask me, I really do think this is mostly about summer money. I think there's some more summer transfers going to happen. I do think the right back, like our right back, does still look weak. I've been very much on record that I think Gressel is kind of a starting right back for this team. I just look at our midfield and look how loaded we are. I just don't see him in there in the best 11. I know Branton does somewhat, but I don't. So I still think that's where he'll end up. I don't think we'll spend a lot of money on right back, but again, the rumors have clearly been there that we might bring him right back in. So also, we still could use some attacking help. And again, there's some big names being thrown out for the summer. A lot can go on. So let's kind of put a pin in that for now. Jump in. Let's see if I can do this right. Shoot, man, I again missed it. There's our Mota graphic we stole. Let's talk about some season ticket holder news real quick. So Joe Kerr, I don't know if Joe's watching us today, but Joe Kerr has been tweet storming the team over prices related to CCC. So the example we've been using is there were tickets that were sold as season ticket holder, first come, first serve, $400 tickets. They got down to, as of last week on Tuesday, those tickets were down to $220, almost half the value. And the club was telling people nothing they can do about it. This is a Ticketmaster thing. We can't change it. We can't give you money back. We can't do anything. And Joe Kerr went on a tweet storm, posting pictures, posting things. I believe his goal was to get the club to do something for these people that had paid higher values, like maybe, take care of them some way. Club went a different direction. Club raised all the tickets back up. So these tickets are now $400. So Joe won, I guess. He did get them back, which just helped resale value, because now the resale, if people who want to buy in, they can actually sell their tickets for near face value. But I don't think that was his real goal. I don't think that's what his intention was. But, kind of, I guess, a win is a win is a win. We do know the club is listening. We do know club sees the tweets. I have unfortunately found out that especially if you tag Jorge Mas, you will get a call back from the club asking what's going on. Now probably people are going to start tagging Jorge Mas and everything. But we know they're listening. I think this is really, really shitty. Just to get in here, we saw what Nashville did, where they gave right of first refusal, and here's our club basically taking all the money from the early adopters, the people who really like the club, really want to get in there. They care more about CCC than they do Messi, and just taking their money and then make it cheaper for everybody else. I think that was pretty horrible. Really bothered me. Nothing I can obviously do, right? Like, I bought my tickets. Club says they're not going to do anything about it. But I'm really just hoping that for the next CCC match, I'm going to expect we're going to have another one, or for Leagues Cup matches, or for playoff matches, this gets better. Right of first refusal shows up. A club can no longer say they can't do it, right? Everyone knows they can. And it's in the fine print of our season ticket holder benefits. Not that it seems like most of that stuff is actually ever going to happen. So we should expect that kind of stuff. But I just hope it gets better. I want to believe, if I'm going to bring a flag to every single match that says believe, I'm going to believe that we can get better. We can learn from this. These people like me, people like the people listening to the show that are not just here for Messi and the Big Four, that are really want to hold this team to our hearts for the next many, many years. We need this to get better, because it can't just be alienate us all. And 2 years from now, when Messi leaves, oh, why'd you leave? Why would you do that to us? That's crazy. So really, really hoping this gets better. I don't know. Kind of, let's see, go back to comments. This is really tough to, by the way, bounce comments and banners. I'm really having a new appreciation for my partner, Branton. But I do hope this gets better, because this is really bad. Like, it just feels like every time we see a little better. Like, I think the parking situation they actually handled really well, and now this season ticket holders, the tickets on CC kind of went the other direction. So fingers crossed. But yeah, okay. So let's try the next thing. So I can go back and forth. Okay, Nashville. So Thursday night, 2-2 draw against Nashville. But before we get into the match, let's discuss the first thing that, quite frankly, shocked everybody. We rolled out a 3-5, well, really a 5-3-2. Nobody saw that one coming. I'm claiming victory. I did say Gressel was at the right back position. Branton, the Tata whisperer, failed. In fact, he failed twice because he totally miscalled this game. But I don't think anyone expected a 3-man back line or a 5-man back line. Now, obviously, having Alba out due to flu-like symptoms, no one's going to predict that, right? Like, I don't think that's. Can I do this? I'm trying if I can put. I'm trying to see if I can. No, I can't put both. I was trying to do side by side with me. Yes. Oh, cool. I can do this. Man, this is awesome. Man, Branton didn't show me any of this. All right, so now we can have them both kind of seen side by side. So nobody saw this coming. Here we got disappointed with formation. I was super disappointed with formation. Yes, I get it. Alba's not there. So in a formation that really is supposed to let your attacking wingbacks attack, this is not the formation where you don't have Alba. Like, a 3-5-2 is where you have Alba when he really get aggressive. He's got a third man in the defense backing him up. He's not being called on defensive duty. Instead, we plug in Noah Allen. Now, I am a Noah Allen stan, right? Like, anyone's been listening from day one, I think he's an up-and-coming kid. He has been asked to do so much. He played more time for this team during the preseason than any other player on the team, right? Like, he played more than even our goalie, because we swapped full-game goalies. But we've been playing him as a left center back. He's been working on his defensive skills. Now you're plugging him back into an attacking left wing back position. That makes no sense. This whole formation made no sense. We know we struggled with this formation. And yet here's kind of circling this back. We were 7 points into the 4-3-3. 2 wins and 1 draw. Did we get lucky? Yes. but still had 7 points off that 4-3-3 formation. Here is what can be arguably said the most important game Inter Miami has ever played besides the Leagues Cup final, or maybe, a couple finals. So it's one of the top 5 most important games we've ever played. This is our start to CCC, our start to winning CONCACAF. We roll out a brand new formation that makes no sense. There was no reason to go to the 4-3-3. We looked horrible in it. We were defensively exposed in, I believe, the 4th minute. Like, what a complete disaster. I see this as a Tata. Like, when you give ratings, Tata had like a 2 in this game. Just horrible. Obviously, the rest of the formation, you kind of are you're gonna expect that a little bit. Like, that's Suarez and Messi going to play up top. Gomez is clearly being played in the midfield. We've seen that consistently. Busquets, Redondo, and this was Redondo's first game, and we'll get into Redondo a little bit. But I think it's a disaster class of formation. I don't think anybody looked at this and said this is going to be success. In fact, I know I wasn't the only one tweeting, go back to the 4-3-3, like come out at halftime in the 4-3-3 again. Tata obviously didn't do that. And then sticking with Tata's failures, no subs. I think we didn't sub until in the 80th minute or late 70th minute. Here we were struggling. We were not playing great ball. We were down 2-1 up until the 90+5, and we barely are substituting players. And I know we came in with what can only be described as a weak bench. No Alba, no Campana. We are really focused on our young ones, but still, I just think no excuse with this formation. No excuse with the subbing. I just think Tata chose the worst time to really show up with a horrible kind of formation. And this, I think, gave a lot of ammunition to that Fire Tata crowd. Yeah, we're 7 points in. Actually, now we call it 8 points with this tie. But that Fire Tata crowd is just getting more and more ammunition as to why he is not the right guy to be leading, Inter Miami, Messi and friends, and so on. So getting off the formation, let's jump into the reffing, which this was not MLS refs. Like, these are CONCACAF refs. You expected better, but there were some major failures of reffing on both sides. There were cards, easily could have been red cards, could have been VAR'd. You had the clear elbow from Redondo. And I've seen a couple people go back and forth, like that's a hard yellow, that's a red. To my eyes, that was intentional. He clearly got the elbow up into the face. That should have at least been a VAR. I think that falls within that, missed call on the ground. But that was horrible. Now we've all seen Toto body checking a player off. It was on camera, so VAR could have. I've seen that clip a bunch of times, but I've only seen the clip, not the before and after. But that's just stupid ball. Again, complete miss. That should have gone to VAR. Someone should have said, "Why the hell did check?" I mean, you saw Tata's reaction there. He was like, "What the heck just happened?" And then the Messi studs up foul, which did not retract the leg. I think that's what I always see in those fouls. Yes, when you're tackling through a guy, your leg's gonna be up. But when you keep that leg straight, you're not bringing that leg in at all, especially when you're feeling that contact. That was a VAR-able review. And so both teams could have been with 10 men. I wanted kind of watching the game in real time. I was kind of thinking this was a better ref game, but then I kind of rewatched it and seen what's going on. Again, just horrible reffing. So let's get in. Handball in the box by McNaughton. So Hash just brought this one. Like, again, VAR just was totally not involved in this game. It felt like they just didn't want to get involved. I don't know the way if there's change difference in how CONCACAF does it versus MLS, but you did not see those whistles down. VAR impacted the game by not trying to impact the game. Not saying that I want to be down a man in a couple of those fouls that could have been on us, but if our guys are tackling players and elbowing players, that's a called for VAR. Make the decision. No, yeah, it was unintentional. When it goes the elbow up, or it's the cleats. He was tackling through the guy. Fine, make the call, but at least go to review it. Like, for years, we fought for VAR. We fought to have better ref game, and Havertz did the same. Got a yellows. Redondo. I just feel like whenever it's Havertz, you just assume that whatever he got was probably not what he shouldn't have gotten. So I think he's had a few fouls not correctly called on him. So going back to the game itself. So early score on us. We actually scored on the 4th minute, and then like the 46th minute. Actually, I had walked upstairs to help my son go to sleep, so I missed the first 2 minutes of the second half. I come down, we're down 2-0. Suarez and Messi don't know how to lose. I've been having huge debates lately with Danny from the Battered Herons. We keep on going back to this culture stuff. What is a winning culture? Does the team have culture? And Danny was kind of his retort to me always is Messi won't lose. And this game was such an example of the Messi just doesn't know how to lose. He won't accept losing. Those two guys, Messi and Suarez, kept us in this game. I don't want to say I specifically have any player I'm going to call out for a bad game. I think this draw was a formational, like a tactical draw. We came out in a formation that was bad. The team played the best of the bill in the formation that they weren't right in. Sergey, actually, I'll call it. Sergey's not built for a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. He's not built for it. He's not fast enough for it. He's not stabilizing enough for this. He's going to let us down there, and he did. I think the second goal, he definitely should have been positioned a little bit better. He looked very lost leading up to that second goal. I'm trying to call the first goal off the top of my head, but I've seen a couple people call him out there too. We're not built for it. So getting a draw on the road in Nashville is a success in this formation. But this could have been 3 points coming home. And that's the real failure here. That's the thing that really let us down is this was a winnable match. Nashville has not looked good. In fact, this is the best game they've looked so far. If you really against MLS type opponents, was this match. They're still Hani just came back. They were missing. I can't think of the guy's name. They're missing their other top end striker, and we could have taken them we could have won this, and instead it's a draw. Now, good news is the first tiebreaker in CONCACAF is away goals. So even if we draw 1-1 on Wednesday next week, we still win on aggregate because we'll have more away goals than Nashville will. So we just need to either tie 1-1, 0-0 or win. We've got a little breathing room at home for this match. But kind of getting into another topic, which is Nashville's our rivals now. They have become our rivals. We played nothing but big games against them. Remember our first playoff game, Nashville. First finals, Nashville. Play into US Open Cup, Nashville. Now CCC, our first matchup, Nashville. We play them tough and they play us tough. And you saw that the players are treating this like a very emotionally charged game when we go up against Nashville. I'm not expecting Nashville to show up at Chase Stadium on Wednesday and expecting to be run over. I expect them to be sitting there going, they beat us at our house. We're going to beat them at their house. So this is going to be another fist fight, another bloodbath. I'm expecting a heck of a game on Wednesday night. I think this will be one of the best matches we've ever seen at Chase Stadium. I have full faith that we will win that match. We'll get into it next week and kind of the estimates, but it's going to be another hard-fought match. Both teams are going to show up to play, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. They are people not giving Nashville ups. I think they're underrated only because they came out very slow. Like most people expect Nashville to be a playoff team every year. Now, no one knew coming into this game was Hanny going to play, and instead of not even knowing he's going to play, Hanny actually got a contract renewal that afternoon. So he was really ramped up. They're still kind of. So one thing's, by the way, kind of giving the back to the show, when Branton and I are going back and forth, usually one of us is also kind of doing research behind the scenes to what the other one just said. So now instead of Branton over talking me as I'm looking up something about Nashville, now I got to look it up myself. So I'm kind of trying to do it at the same time. Surridge. So Surridge has been injured. I've heard that he could be back possibly Wednesday night. So if he is back, they are going to have a really strong attack. And again, we've got to have a strong defensive line. We have to have the defensive line that showed up against Orlando. That was really solid, and not a defensive line that showed up, honestly, on Thursday night. I've been saying so much lately that the best way to beat Inter Miami is bunker and counterattack, because you just put it over our back line and we can't keep up. That was Nashville's entire plan. They knew it. They had a plan. Unlike Orlando, where Toto was running down balls and keeping people in step, he was getting beat. We got very lucky that third goal didn't count. Noah, I don't know if Noah was lucky or Noah was good that he kind of let the guy get a little bit off sides. I think it was luck. But again, we were getting beat all around, and we have to be better. We have to have that solid defensive play, that solid defensive line. If both their attacking pieces come out, it is just going to be it's going to make it for a very tough game, and we're going to have to rely on heroics instead of good team play. Because I think when you look at the Orlando game, and I still think Orlando's a good team. Feel free to quote me on this at the end of the season if they turn out to be wooden spoon guys, but I really do think they're another playoff team. We were so strong defensively. Orlando could not break us down in any way, shape, or form. If you look at the line, our defensive line, how the midfield is playing in the Christmas, it was all there against Orlando. And in this 3-5-2 or 5, I know it shows a 5-3-2, but I'm gonna keep on calling 3-5-2. As a 3-5-2, we did not have that again. It was all gone. I am hoping Sunday we show up with a 4-3-3, and I think we'll see some tactical changes still there too. I definitely want to see us when we Chase Stadium on Wednesday night in a 4-3-3 because it was underwhelming. So, but yeah, Messi comes out and he gets the first goal. And then Suarez, and off an assist by Suarez, and then Suarez cleans it up and wins, ties the match for us. And actually gives us additional aggregate points at the 90 plus 5th minute in just beautiful Suarez fashion. A great way to finish the match. Frankly, you thought for maybe a minute if we get the ball again, we're going to take one more shot. We might even be able to win this. But a fantastic finish to the match, a hard fought match. And I think to me, how we played and how they played, that score was indicative of the match. Like that was, you look at that match and go, I could see that was a draw. Neither team really deserved to win. Neither team really deserved to lose. Unlike the LA Galaxy game where it was not indicative, like we should have lost that match 2-0. That this week's match was much more indicative. So a good game. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to kind of getting them back in Chase Stadium on our turf, our not our turf, our actual grass, our pitch, and winning that one. So yeah, that's kind of the wrap up from that match. So let's get into next Sunday. So recording this, it is 3:22 on Saturday afternoon. So we're playing in about 26 hours. And I think the first thing you really have to call out when we're playing Montreal is this is the Inter Miami Lost Boys, right? Like their starting lineup is 2 or 3 players that were on our team last year. So they got both, if everyone remembers kind of April of last year, we traded Ariel Lassiter and Bryce Duke, and we got Kamal Miller. So now we don't have Kamal Miller, but they still have Ariel Lassiter and Bryce Duke. So they are going to be starters for them. We can expect that. They also picked up Joseph Martinez, so we did not renew. We let him go. They got Joseph Martinez on free. Joseph Martinez did open up his account last week in a real nice goal for Montreal. So he wasn't starting, came as a super sub, but we can expect him to take the pitch against us. Montreal's kind of season is starting out really interesting. So they are on a 6-game road trip to begin the season. I was doing some quick research. I couldn't find out why. Like, it doesn't make any sense why a team would, unless they have stadium issues, why they would start out on a 6-game road trip. But they are. So they played their first game was at Orlando. They had a 0-0 draw with them. Second game, they went to Dallas and won 1-0 on the road against people think is a fairly decent Dallas team. So Montreal has got to be happy right now. They're coming in again when beginning of season. Orlando was dark horse to win the East, beating Dallas at both these away. They're in a good position now. They're coming to an Inter Miami team that we don't know what we're going to look like come Sunday morning. So I will predict right off the bat, I don't think Messi plays. I think what we'll hear is he has some lingering pain from the studs to the ankle. I think that's what we'll hear. I don't think that's actually true, but I think that's going to be the excuse to placate why the hell Messi isn't starting on Sunday at home. I also think we rest Suarez. We need to give Campana a chance. Now, kind of going back to the Nashville game, Campana wasn't in the lineup at all. And no one is really sure. Saturday. I think Mike V's calling out Saturday. Really, bro? Dude, I got a life, man. I can't always record on a Friday night. Like, I had a choice last night, go to Hard Rock and have sushi or record. I kind of took Hard Rock, and I have no regrets over that decision. So, kind of going back to Sunday. So, I think Suarez also sits. Okay, so I was saying was Campana. Campana was not on the roster at all for CCC. I have not been able to find out why. I've been asking questions. I haven't seen a lot of tweets. If anyone that's watching the show knows, feel free to put a comment out there. Don't know why Campana didn't start. I would expect if he's healthy, he's starting top of the lineup on Sunday. I just don't like the other choice is Borgelin, because I assume Robbie Robinson is still injured. God rest his hamstrings. But I just have to assume that it's Campana or Borgelin. We don't start Suarez, and I think Messi's out as well. Alba had flu-like symptoms. I haven't heard anything if he's ready or not. Hopefully, there's a stomach flu going around. I'm guessing Branton and Alba hung out for Messi's wife's birthday, and that's where he got it from Alba. So hopefully he'll be feeling better by then, because it's kind of like a 24-hour thing. And Busquets was an Ironman last year, so I would expect him to start. We'll start Redondo. He needs more time with the team. I think another question is Negri going to start? So let me circle back, by the way. I'm just, again, by myself. I'm just going to talk random rants. Can we talk about Redondo and red cards? Because we saw Redondo. Okay, an elbow can be a yellow card or a red card, I guess, depending on the ref. But either way, it's not a good place to be. We saw this Toto tackle, shove, like just launch the dude. I am even more worried now that we are going to have some yellow or red cards in our future. This is something that we have to really watch out for, because as we're in tournament play, we're going to have all these matches. We do not have a deep roster. It is something that we're definitely going to have to be concerned about. I am definitely. It's funny because if everyone remembers Gomez's first game was Leagues Cup. I forget who we were played that night, but it wasn't the Orlando match. It was the match after the Orlando match. He got a yellow card in his first 10 seconds on the pitch. It was like he got on the pitch and yellow card. Now we get Redondo come on and has this nasty deliberate foul. I am a little worried about the kind of the rough, how we're playing. Here, young South Americans and yellow cards. I had that was my thought. They got to recognize we're not in South America anymore. We're going to, and we got a little lucky. CONCACAF ball is different than MLS. I think that elbow from Redondo in MLS is a red card. CONCACAF, it's yellowish. I guess it's orange. It's you're going somewhere in between. But it was definitely concerning. And they're saying it was Orlando. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking where I was sitting for Atlanta. It was Orlando. It was the Orlando game. But yeah, so we have a bunch of Mike V, bunch of enforcer type players, a lot of suspensions. Mike, I don't agree with your comment. It's fine because we have a lot of enforcers left. I don't think we do. The dropped off, take Redondo off the field, and all of a sudden Gressel, you really need back in the midfield. Well, who's going to play right back again? Is Ian Frey going to be ready? Is the other kid from the academy going to be ready? We start running into issues when we start losing some of these guys. Toto comes out. Well, then we got Frere, but either going to have to put Noah Allen back into a center back position, or Christoph, which is kind of slow for a Tata. So these guys that kind of play the enforcer role, we need them because we're built around these guys. Here we got it. So the dude, appreciate the dude. A dude saying Campana foot injury training in Nashville on Tuesday. Hey, dude, if you get a chance, you can say if you've heard when he's coming back. And then going to throw out here, I believe this is in regards to Negri. Saying announced by Tata. Negri is due to a leg injury in training. Oh, sorry, I guess it must be Campana. He's now recovered, confirmed by Coffin. So we're going to have Campana back. Mike V, Negri is available. I've heard mixed on Negri being available. I thought we would see him as on the roster on Thursday. We didn't. I'm assuming we'll see him on the roster either in the next week or two. The good news is, again, expecting Alba to be back. So Alba probably starts on Sunday. I know it's a short turnaround, but Alba seems to have a lot of energy right now, and he got the day off. So either Alba will start, or we'll see Noah start again on the left back and different center backs. Hopefully, again, praying for a 4-3-3. I do not want to see a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2 until we finally have three fast, pacey center backs, which will probably not be this season the way we're kind of spending money. So against Montreal, I'm kind of sitting going, I don't expect us to win it, but I do expect us to draw. I'm thinking this is like a 2-2 draw again. That's kind of where I am. Mike V, Negri will play on the right. So I've always read him as a left back with a right foot, but not really right back. I don't remember him ever playing kind of back. When Yedlin, was not available, we went to everyone's favorite Harvey Neville. So we never played Negri, as far as I can remember, in a right back position. People have stated he can play the right back position, and it's funny, under Neville, who loved to play players out of position, I could actually have seen that, but I don't think under Neville we ever saw Negri in the right back. So unless you can call out, maybe didn't, it's not hitting the memory. I just don't think I still think he's kind of the second up on left back, because realistically, Allen's now fourth up at center back. Here. He's played him right in his career, just not here. All right, then maybe we'll see it. It would be good, because I would rather us not spend money on a right back if we don't have to. We got $1 million roughly for getting Yedlin out of here, which is just a shame. He did look good in Cincinnati. He started in Cincinnati's match. Thought he looked pretty good. Man, I love that Cincinnati kit. I'm really debating a Yedlin Cincinnati kit. If somehow we don't make it to the finals, but Cincinnati does, I'm getting myself a Yedlin Cincinnati kit to celebrate their trip through. But man, again, when I'm by myself, I can't like rant, because I actually literally lose the place of where I'm supposed to be. But yeah, I don't want us to spend significant money on another right back after we just lost who was one of the better right backs in the league. I'm not going to get into the argument that he's the best, because I know he wasn't. I also won't get into the argument that he's the worst, because he's far from the worst in this league. So we had a good right back. We got all this money to get rid of a good right back. I'd hate for us to now spend all the money on another good right back. Like, let's spend it where we need it, in a couple places on the roster. So yeah, that's kind of my point. Give everyone a few seconds to kind of call out. Oh, I got my new hat. I did. Everyone's gonna see. I got the same one as Branton did. Like my new hat. But yeah, I'm sinking Montreal. They're gonna come out to play. They're gonna come out to win. They're hot. We're tired. Where do we see it? Hash threw out there. They're fresh. Inter Miami's not. We're not. We just played the other night. Just for the record, Montreal's only played 2 matches so far in MLS. We've played 3. Plus we played CCC. They have not. So even in the season, we've played 4 matches to their 2. Now, the one thing I will call out, they've been an extended road trip for MLS. They did most of their training outside of Montreal. So they are tired. They're not 24,000 miles around the world tired, but they are tired. And I'm not ready. At this point, I'm starting to believe. I should have put my believe flag up instead of my Inter Miami show flag up. I'm starting to believe. I think we can get a point out of this. To me, if we get a point on Sunday night, if it's a draw, that's a win in my book. Like, if we can get a 1 point in these kind of matches where we're not starting our Messi, we're not going to start like our top end guys. We're starting more academy kids. We're starting players a little bit out of position. That's going to be a way. That's how you ensure we get into MLS Cup. Hash Tata changed the whole formation because he's not a true right back, so they'll seek a right back for the time being. I think he started changed the whole formation because he didn't have a left back. I think this was more tied. We saw him playing Gressel at the right back. Gressel's played right back. He's got a right-footed cross. This to me was more tied to not having Jordy, which I just frankly think that's not a good reason. But I frankly thought this to me looked more like, okay, he has no Jordy. How does he change it up? Let's go with the center backs because Gressel can play right back. In fact, if you look at preseason, and I know Branton's not here to remind me preseason just practice, but you look at preseason, those first 5 games, Gressel looked the best when he was in a right back position, and I don't think he looked bad at all this game. I think he looked fine as a right back. So I think for whatever he did, he either was overthinking himself, and we've seen Tata do this. Tata has overthought games before where he actually thinks himself out of a win. He's like, they're going to do this, so I'm going to do that. He's playing checkers. I'm sorry, he's playing chess, but he's playing against someone who's playing checkers. He just doesn't have to go that far. So I think it was a combination of that. I think Jordy getting stomach virus threw him off. I'm sure, frankly, this game has been circled for more than a month. They've been planning it out, had plans, and all of a sudden their starting left back goes down 24 hours before the match. This wasn't even like he went down a week before. Got a stomach virus, goes down, can't play. I think they scrambled. I don't like it. And again, the other piece is Tata just totally flubs these subs. He's my biggest issue with Diego Alonso that first season. He didn't know how to sub. Here was fairly recently at that time, FIFA had introduced 5 subs versus 3, and Diego Alonso would typically use 2 to 3. It's like he almost didn't remember he had 2 more subs to use at any given time. Neville, who I do like Neville did, I think, he used the subs. I don't think we always agreed with how he used the subs, but he used the subs. Tata seems to be going back to, I'm not going to use these subs. Why do I even have these subs? I'll stave them away for a rainy day. I kind of think it's like players get bonuses for seeing the field. I feel like someone told Tata, hey, for every player who doesn't see, every time you save a sub, we'll give you like half the cash you saved. And he's just pocketing my wife calls him his dad outfit, his pants with his white, probably Adidas, but his white sneakers and the dad pants. He's just pocketing a little extra money every game. Yeah, Mike, that was the guy I couldn't think of a second ago. That's the academy player, Izzy Boatwright. So we still have Ian Frey, who's getting there, and Izzy Boatwright behind Gressel. So we actually have depth at right back, assuming Gressel is a right back. Don't you think that Ruiz, don't you think Ruiz deserves a start on the midfield? He elevated the team against Nashville. I just don't think there's room for him in the best 11, right? Like, so if you look at the midfield in a 4-3-3 or 3-5-2, Gomez, Busquets, Redondo. I think it's really hard to make any argument you're going to sit any of those guys for Ruiz. I agree, Ruiz is a great player. He's kind of almost becoming a super sub. He brings so much energy and tenacity to the field, but the only way you can really put him on the field is if you take in a 4-3-3, you take Robbie Taylor off and move Gomez to left wing, and now you have some room for David Ruiz, which I think we'll see that formation. But we've seen time and again that Tata wants to play Gomez as a midfielder. So I think it's a good question, Hash. But I just don't see, like, we're starting to have that depth in the midfield where there's just too many guys. I mean, this was my original issue with Redondo coming in, is like, where is he going to play? Once Gregory left, it made sense. Obviously, he filled that position, but you're not going to sit Busquets. You're not going to sit Redondo. So your only choice is to pull off Gomez or pull off Taylor. And Robbie Taylor, frankly, is playing fantastic. And I think if we had used the same formation we had shown the Saturday prior with Robbie Taylor as starting left wing, that Nashville game looks a lot different, and we win that game. I was the one who came that game calling a 2-2 draw. Watching that game, that was a winnable match for us if we had more attacking, better attack and a better kind of consistency in the attack, a practiced attack. Like if the team that played Orlando went to Nashville, we win that match. Hands down, no question. I can't stake money on it, but I'll stake money on it. Yeah, might be not starting Taylor against Nashville. Dumb move. Tata's a mid coach. Yep, I agree with you. Can't stand his lack of flexibility. Plays boomer ball. As someone my son has already told me not to be a boomer. I kind of take offense to that, but I can get the point you're trying to make there. Yeah, he's not great. And it's funny, if you go back to when Tata was announced, like, I was excited, right? Like, here's a guy who's won MLS Cup. Here's a guy who's coached Messi. He's going to fit in perfectly. And yet, I think it's been a fail. I no matter where Tata is mid-season, come August, if there's some European coaches from La Liga who are looking for a Miami vacation, I have no problem with them coming here, because I just don't see Tata doing it. It's not working, in my opinion. But I guess we'll see. I think Sunday means nothing. Like, I want to win. Super happy with a draw, but it's all about CCC right now, and he needs to show up with changes on Wednesday. If we come up with a 3-5-2 again on Wednesday night, I just think it's just proof that he's not understanding what he needs to do. Mike V, I'm old. You just turned 50. Old fashioned. Yeah, I know. I agree. But yeah, let's see how many banners. No, those are all my banners. So I did that. I didn't remember to do that. Cool, guys. Yeah, I actually only thought I'd go 30. I'm already at 40 minutes. What else? Anything else on anyone's mind before I kind of start wrapping it up? Again, apologies for those who weren't here. Branton is suffering a stomach virus. He does double as the producer, so any of the on-air graphics I've messed up, I apologize for. It is kind of weird. Like, I like to rant, but this has been almost a little too much ranting for me. But giving you guys all a couple more seconds to ask a couple questions. I appreciate those who came out on a Saturday afternoon. Like I said, Friday night, the wife wants a date night, and the wife lets me spend all the money and get to go to all the games. So I gotta kind of reciprocate. Man, Hard Rock's jumping that. Talk about a place that just prints its own money. They don't even need it. Hold on, pulled up the wrong one. Hash rating for each player. We've never done ratings for each player. It's a good question. I think it's something Branton and I should do. My favorite person, I don't know if you follow Alex Winley. She's got her new Heron. She just relaunched. Let me look up my email account. I got an email every post game from her that I like her ratings typically. Let me give me 2 seconds. I'm kind of just typically Branton would talk as I'm looking this up in the background. She's doing the Heron's Nest now. It's a Substack. She's doing some really, really good work. I like Alex's reporting. I don't agree with everything, so I'm just kind of looking at her Nashville. She gave Tata a 7. I gave him like a 3. I thought he did a horrible job. But I think she does a fairly decent job on ratings. I didn't really disagree with any of hers this most recent match. But yeah, definitely take a look at her stuff. Really good stuff. And she's just an OG reporter with Inter Miami. So it's funny. I when I'm on, I always have the live YouTube up next to me to make sure everything's kind of working and just kind of watching it. So I actually see your chat messages on this screen a little before they get over to our main screen. So every once in a while, I'm kind of watching the other screen because it's delayed by a few seconds. Mike, Alex is the best, but she's a little too gracious on ratings. I think it comes and goes. I think sometimes, like everyone else, she's maybe too gracious in one spot, maybe too hard on certain players in another. I think, again, going back to last week, this past game, I don't think beyond Sergey, and Sergey to me you're going to give him a low rating because he's not. That's the formation's so ill-suited for his abilities. So she gave him a 5. I don't disagree on the rating, but I also think it's unfair. Like, what do you expect a guy? Sergey is a low block, stalwart defense. Let him, don't make him run too much. And then if you watch our matches, I've seen Sergey up in the offensive 18 on counterattacks. Like, it's one thing if he's up there for a penalty, for a corner kick, and just hasn't had time to get back yet. But there's been others where it's a full-on counterattack, or it's a full-on, we have possession come up, and Sergey's up at the 18. That dude cannot run that fast. It's totally unfair for him to look good in a 3-5-2. Mike, I agree with you. Chris T is just what he is. You can't expect more. And so giving him a rating of a 5, yeah. If you look at it in that position, what he's supposed to do, that rating of 5 is very fair for the game. But he's not the player for the game. And you can't expect more than a 5 or a 6, maybe in his best game, a 7 in a 3-5-2. He's just never going to be, it's never going to happen. Again, this is a Tata. He doesn't have the right pieces. And you show up a game, your first CCC match, you don't have the right pieces for this formation. Say, this is what you give us? This is why I will say, agreeing with you, Mike, too gracious. Tata did not have a 7 that game. That was a 3. If you look at what a coach can really bring to a match, it's starting lineup, initial formation, tactical substitutions, and throwing tactics to the players. He got the lineup completely wrong. I think, I know he has limited players, but he got the formation wrong. Formation meant you got the lineup wrong. He didn't use subs effectively. At halftime, came out with nothing. We got scored on a minute into halftime. So it's not like he made some great adjustment at halftime. Also, we look better. A minute in, we got the score. And we frankly scored because we have Messi and Suarez, not because he made formational adjustments. It was a disaster class of Tata, saved by who I consider the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, is Messi, right? There was, if you didn't have Messi on that pitch, we lost that game 4-0, 5-0, right? That it just gets worse and worse and worse. Messi made it happen. And so, yeah, no, I agreeing with a lot here. But yeah, player ratings, I'll talk to Branton about it. Something we can probably do. He'd probably do it more than me because he's really good about making sure he rewatches the games. I'm not great about rewatching games. I usually watch the highlights after watching, watch the game live and go into highlights, and I take notes during the game and stuff like that. So my player ratings are not going to be as good as his, because historically I would have always given him Gressel like a 3, even when he's had some pretty decent matches. By the way, not sponsored by Panera today, but had Panera for lunch, and It was fantastic. So everyone watching the video, me sipping on this Panera cup. So not getting any money, but it was a really good lunch. They do have a new menu coming up in April. So total rants, super excited. They've got a brand new menu with updates and some new items. And I'm really excited for their new menu. I love Panera, so this is gonna be a good one. Hash, how confident am I in IMCF this Wednesday? Oh, I'm super confident. No, I listen, we salvaged a 2-2. So remember, we can draw 1-1 or 0-0 and we still get through. So Nashville has to either win outright or score 2 goals to tie in a 2-2 draw. 3-3 draw, by the way, we lose, just so everyone's clear. If we draw 3-3, they've got 3 away goals to our 2, so we lose. But I'm super confident. I think 3-1 or 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 because I don't think Tata adjusts enough. I think he does something stupid again. I think if Tata could roll out the right formation, just go back to 4-3-3, bring out our Orlando squad, it's a 3-1 match. If he tries and rolls out a 3-5-2, I think we still come away with it. The other piece over here is Surge. If Surge comes in and we run a 3-5-2, now we're hoping to win on it. We're hoping to win by drawing because they're going to score on us again if we roll this 3-5-2 and they've got both their attacking options. If he's not there, we do a 4-3-3. I think we win it 2-1, 3-1. If he's not there, it's a 3-5-2. I'm happy with a 1-1 draw. I think there's a lot of moving pieces to this. The formation is absolutely going to do it. We should be able to win this 3-1, put to bed and start worrying about what may be a match against Monterey. I know a few people have already talked about flying down to Monterey for that match. Sounds amazing. I cannot do that match. But yeah, I think we should win this, but I think Tata can lose it for us. And I think Nashville has the ability to throw some stuff at us that we didn't see last week. And really, it could make it a real good match. I think it's going to be an exciting match, no matter what. I hope. Last I checked, the stadium did not look filled. I'm trying real quickly. I'm going to pull up match day. Look up tickets real quick to see if they've. Let's see. CONCACAF. Let's see how many tickets look up currently available. Buy tickets. We're going live, right? This is me by myself. Branton can't get too mad at me. Guys, there's a lot of tickets available. A real lot of tickets. And a lot of tickets from the club still available. Man, there's a lot of tickets from the club still available. I'm seeing hundreds of tickets still. I'm hoping we can get this game a little more sold. Oh, so the west side looks like a lot of tickets from the club. East side, man, there's a whole section in one. What number is this one? Scrolling a little more. Where's this ticket? This ticket is section 115's got almost 50 tickets on its own. There's still hundreds of seats available. I think that's a shame. This could be a huge match. I'm hoping the club finds ways to kind of fill this up because the team deserves to have people behind it, even whether they're Messi fans or anyone else. Definitely deserves to have them behind it. So yeah, kind of went off the rails on that one, but yeah, I think we can win this match. But we do need to get some people to come out and watch it though. This is a shame. We shouldn't be in a CCC match with Messi. Can you imagine a Champions League match with Messi and not the stadium sold out? And here we are in CONCACAF's Champions League, and we're 3 days before the match, and it's not sold out yet. That's something's wrong there, and it probably starts with ticket pricing. So, kind of ranted about that one already. I think Mike V, you missed my rant on that one, but I did. I covered it. I have an issue with how we're pricing this. So, man, anything else, guys? People, not just guys, girls. Kind of gonna give you guys a couple more seconds. Hash, appreciate all those questions today. Thanks for coming. Appreciate everyone coming out for our Saturday. Mike V, they're assholes. I'm not gonna put this on the screen, but they're assholes because they price most people out and then cry because people aren't filling the stadium. Yeah, no, dude, I agree. I think they're treating season ticket holders so poorly. And I know I get the concept. There's a saying that if you have no unsold seats, you left money on the table because it means you could have priced everything higher and made more money total. But it's gone so far. I'm still very frustrated over what I saw happen with my seats this time and how much basically I paid twice what I could have paid if I had waited a few months. So yeah. Is there a post-game reaction from the Montreal game? Branton won't be there. He's not going to make the game. We'll figure it out. Either I'll do it and I'll post it up from YouTube on my own. Maybe I'll get Joe Kerr to sit with me. Or Branton will do it if he's home watching the game. We are going to figure this out. Hash, good question. It's not too late a game. It's a school night, so I can't stay out too late, but it's a 5 o'clock game, so that's not too late. Yeah, man, we're going to figure that. It's 5 o'clock, right? That's what time. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Tickets, parking opens at 1:30. But yeah, no, we'll do a post-game reaction. I'll make sure we do. I'll make sure we do it before our buddies at Battered Herons do, because they got to drive all the way back to basically Homestead. So they give us an hour head start, so we'll do ours, and then you guys can jump on live with them later on. Mike V, I bought 2 tickets, get cheaper now than I want. Yeah, that's my issue. That's a huge issue. And it's not like listen, if you give you a number, $100 on a ticket, and now you can get them for 90, cool, whatever, sucks, but you got to pick your better seats, $10 loss, even 10%. It wasn't a 10% difference. It was close to 50% cheaper on the tickets I have. That annoyed me. That's not cool. And I'm not happy with it. My rep, I love my rep. Hunter's my rep. He's the man. He's always taking care of me. I appreciate the hell out of him. But I've had some chats with him like, dude, like, really? Like, we couldn't do something here? So, no, I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that one, Mike V. Joe, by the way, Joe Kerr is if you're not following Joe Kerr on Twitter, he has definitely been ranting and raving about this one. I think almost every day this week he's been sending me very angry texts, not at me, but about what's going on here. Just a reminder, I will be, for those there tomorrow, I will be giving out Inter Miami Show stickers. We do hang our other side beautiful new flag. If you can see it on YouTube, that will be hanging from our flagpole, top of the pole. Yeah, we're sitting there looking to give out those stickers. So I bought them. You guys get them for free. So yeah, come stop by. We're eventually going to do some hats and stuff too. I don't think we'll go. Battered Herons has cornered the YouTube show merch, Inter Miami merch, like corner. Like they're doing some great stuff. In fact, I've got their Believe one. It doesn't annoy me because I hung my pink and black flag before they did their shirt. So I kind of think they owe me. But since I'm not going to pay Apple royalties, I'll let it go. But they're doing some great shirts and stuff. And yeah, we're not going to get into that most likely. But we still got some stickers and stuff we'll give you. All right. I am going to figure out how to do the outro. But yeah, man, everyone stayed live. I appreciate it. Hopefully it was just me. It wasn't too bad. I know you didn't get the kind of couples therapy moments. Promise you they're coming back next week. When everyone's feeling better. Oh, last question. Do you believe? What's your last question? And it has to all occur. When the team to draw or win after the second Nashville goal. Yeah, I didn't give up. No, I don't think it's as long as Messi is on the field, and somewhat the same for Suarez. But as long as Messi's on the field, you don't give up. Like the last time I gave up was Dallas. That I don't know, Hash, if I don't know if you're a longtime Inter Miami fan or kind of fairly new, but that Dallas match in Leagues Cup last year, we were down 3-1. And all of a sudden, we get the header from God. Like a Maradona-esque play, except instead of guy doing a legal handball, it's the opposing team own goaling in one of the most beautiful headers you've really ever seen off a free kick. I mean, I think the guy just really wanted that to say he assisted a Messi goal. Yeah, you that was when you realized when Messi's there and it matters, he's not going to give up. And so I don't think since then I've ever really given up on the team. Now, when Messi's not there, it's a different story. And that's not a criticism of the team. It's just no one else is Messi. I think Suarez has that same energy, especially when Messi's still on the pitch. But no, frankly, let's say two things. A, I didn't give up. B, I was happy with a 2. If we lost only by 2-1, but we still have that one away goal, I was okay with it because that meant we bring it back home. We win by 1. We're okay. So, no, I believed. I didn't lose faith at all in that game, and I know Brandon's called me out many times for faith and frustration with his team, but no, I was still good. I was still thinking this wasn't over yet. I was angry over the 3-5-2. I was tweeting if you know. Put up my, hold on, how do I take these banners down? Hide this. There's my handle. If you're following me, I'm long, and I was put out a whole bunch of tweets how Tata was just was messing up this whole match, but I didn't stop believing. Yeah, the draw is like a win. Oh yeah, a draw with 2 away goals. That was as good as a win. Like if you told me before the match we're gonna do 2-2. Well, actually, I said it right. Like I was happy with that. I wasn't worried about that. I'm okay with taking that on the road. I just hate the fact that we could have won this match if we had a better manager. If we had Nancy or we had who's at Cincy, we had a manager like that, we win this match. These guys know how to drop a game plan. Tata doesn't. And so that's my frustration on this match is we should have won this. This should have been 3-1. So all right. We made 55 minutes. I talk too much. All right, so go here. I appreciate, by the way, for those listening, watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We are still trying to get more and more subscribers. We love doing this. Really hope, think good hopes for my boy Branton and his little kids who are all sick and they get start feeling better. But yeah, I'm going to end this. I'm gonna put the song and I'm hopefully gonna do it right so that it's all recorded and that people can listen again. But Mike, Cash, anyone else who watched, I appreciate y'all listening. And listen, let's go into Miami and let's vamos Miami. Let's win this on at home or get a tie at home on Sunday and then get into the week and go out and win CCC. So thank you all very much.